What's up, good people? This is Tamara with Daily Affirmations for the Big Girl in All of Us, and you are watching the talk after our walk. We just finished up a mile in my shoes. It's not entirely true. We did it about an hour ago, but this kind of feeds back into what I one of the things I wanted to talk about this morning in my initial post. I'm just feeling some kind of way waking up this morning and uh, not feeling any particular kind of way. You know what I'm saying? You ever have those days where you just feel kind of blah? Well, that's kind of what I was feeling. Um, I'm not going to get into too much right this second. We're going to give people a chance to come in. If anybody wants to come into the live, I think the system is actually notifying people who follow me that I am going live. So we'll give it just a couple of seconds and then we'll get started. We will get started for the day. Okay, I'm not going to start singing and stuff. We'll wait for people to come in. Let's see who's there. Okay, still just waiting for people to come in. I might have made a mistake again. I may have allowed my type A personality to take me down a rabbit hole when I got back instead of just starting the live when it was supposed to start. But yeah. All right, so I'm glad it's happening as it's happening now so that I can shut off this lovely phone. In the past 2 minutes, try using a mobile device to view comments from your live chat performances in real time. Uh-oh. So it's showing that it's not. Hey, good morning, JB1652 Wendell. Yeah, I just gotten a message saying that my live chat didn't appear on my screen for the past 2 minutes. So I'm going to try and log in on my phone too and see what happens here. I don't know if it lets me do it from the live center here. Those of you that are better versed at this than I am, bear with me, trying to get my bearings and stuff together. But for those of you that just joined, this is Daily Affirmations for the Big Girl in All of Us. We just finished our mile in my shoes. That was a portion of the brand where we went out and walked a mile together. We're running a little bit behind schedule because we did more than a mile this morning. We did 2.2 miles to be exact. So that's what that was about. Let me see. So we are currently in a live. Oh, there I am. Are you guys seeing what's happening? So wait a second. I can see. All right. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on, but now I've started seeing like people pop into the live. So I'm not really certain what just happened. But anyway, again, welcome Wendell, welcome Marilyn, welcome Lou, Julian. Appreciate you guys joining us. I started by saying that I started this live just a little bit beyond the time that we would normally start it. But I don't even know what normal is for us because this is brand new. So we're, kind of feeling our way as we go. But at any rate, this is a part of the DAFT Big Girl universe. This is the talk after our walk. We are on day 26. We just finished doing a mile, 2.2 miles to be exact. And I got to turn this down because I'm getting feedback in my headphones. But thank you, Marilyn, for the rose. I appreciate it. But if you'll notice that today, the theme that I was working under was feeling lost. I made the mistake. I made a huge mistake this morning. I got on the scale, and that might not seem like a big deal to you all, but what I found is on this weight loss journey for me, it can be a little discouraging to get on the scale and you not see it moving in the right direction. And this makes day 26 that we've been out, consistently walking and so forth. Good morning, Ruby WQ LJFN1. Good morning, Ron157. Deborah DeHoyos 3. Good morning, Jen Pav 212. If I'm messing you guys' names up, I do apologize. And if you want to correct me, you're more than welcome to do that. I appreciate it. But anyway, so I made the mistake of jumping on the scale this morning because we, have been walking consistently for the past 26 days. So I figured, hey, I'm starting to feel better. I've been feeling a whole lot better. The walking has definitely helped me overcome the insomnia that I had. At the beginning of the month, I was really suffering pretty bad symptoms of insomnia. I could not go to sleep to save my life. And so I know that the walking is helping with that. I feel like my face is getting a little slimmer. I don't know. You guys have been following. For those of you that have been following since day one, you can kind of maybe see it or not. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's wishful thinking. But I feel better. Overall, I was feeling better. So I jumped on the scale to try and see what it was. And I was like, how is it possible that I've gained 2 pounds? So it's just like that one thing that I did today just set off a chain of events that just made me start feeling meh, and just kind of blah. And I'm not sad. I try to remind myself that, we have to, I remind myself of something that a couple of my friends who are into the health and wellness space have reminded me of, or have tried to drill into me, is to celebrate those non-scale victories. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that or not, but it has to do with how your clothes fit, how you're feeling overall. And like I said, the walking for the past 26 days has definitely helped me overcome my insomnia. I've had more energy. I can think a little clearer. The brain fog that I typically get now, it is definitely a result of menopause. I'm in full-fledged menopause now, so I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. But before we get too far, let me just welcome some more people who just come in. Welcome user 7448612445561. Thank you for joining us. Mary Polite 522. Ethan, thank you for joining us. Usis Stock Newsis joined. Donald Daniel 63. Byron Fraser 3. User 250063534400764. Welcome. Welcome, Little Red Hen. Welcome, Rogelio Ortiz. Welcome. If you guys came out with us on A Mile in My Shoes, we just finished up 2.2 miles. And while out on the trail, my best friend Marilyn, say hi, Marilyn. She's over here giving us roses and things. Thank you. But she and I were out walking today, and came across one of my neighbors who only spoke Spanish, and I was able to use some of my Spanglish to correspond with her. So it's helpful, and as I mentioned, I would love nothing more than to become a polyglot. I don't know if any of you all on here speak more than 2-3 languages, but that is the most amazing thing to me, and I want to be a part of that club. I want to be a part of that club more than anything. And I was sharing with people in the previous live that one thing that I am sorry that we did not, for one reason, I'm sorry that we did not stay overseas a little bit longer, is that when I was in about the first grade and then leading up to the first grade, we lived in Korea. We stayed in Korea from the time I was 2 until about 7, so about 5 years. And in that time, of course, my younger sister and I became fluent in Korean because those are the children that we, played with, and we were fully immersed in the culture and everything. And but then when we moved back to the United States, of course, we had nobody to practice the language with and stuff, and so I've lost it. I know a couple of words. I know how to say 안녕하십니까. I know how to say omayo. It's just oh my, a couple of things. But 감사합니다. I remember that, but I don't remember anything else, and I hate that because had we stayed overseas just a few more years, I think it would have become cemented in my brain, and I would at least know 2 languages. And then if I could have added to my roster Spanish, I'd love to become fluent in Spanish. Right now, my Spanish is so broken. I can follow along with people as long as I understand the context, but if I were just dropped into the middle of a conversation, it would take me a minute to try and figure out what people were saying based on the vocabulary that I do know. But then you also run into the issue of, dialect, sorry, not dialogue, dialect. And everybody speaks so differently, and everybody has their own slang and that kind of thing. So it just makes it a little more difficult. So kudos to those of you out there that are watching that understand more than one language. I think that is so important. I personally feel like if you have children, you should expose them to all of those things. It's only going to help them. You know what I mean? So let's see who else we have here. We have Ethan. We have Byron Fraser 3, I think. We just said, yeah, we did say hello to you. User 2376814409660. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Danilo Martinez. Hey, Danilo, are you Filipino? I had an uncle Danilo in the Philippines. He passed away long before I was, before I was born. But yeah, my mom is from the Philippines. So we were just talking about knowing different languages and so forth. My mom knows, so she knows her own dialect, which is Ilocano. She speaks Tagalog. She speaks English. She speaks Spanish. And then she knows some Korean. She still, I think, remembers some of the Korean from when we were in Korea. And then she used to work in Japan when she was younger. So, of course, she picked up Japanese. She probably knows a couple of words now. But, again, that whole thing, if you're not using it, you lose it kind of thing. So, and then when my dad was stationed in Germany, my mom, she picks up enough of the languages from the places that she's in so that she can, go to the market and she can get around and stuff. So, my mom is super smart. But anyway. Yeah, welcome to Love Story. I like your handle. Welcome, user 423-538-915-2759. Welcome, Kirsten Aubrey. All right, so for those of you that have just come on, thank you first and foremost for spending a portion of your afternoon or your late morning with us. I appreciate it. You are joining us for our daily affirmations for the big girl in all of us. This is another portion of the brand. This is something new that I'm trying. It's a live that we're doing to follow the Mile in My Shoes. So Mile in My Shoes is where we go out every morning, 9 a.m. ish on TikTok Live. We walk a mile together with one another. My personal goal, since I just came back with the brand, we relaunched the brand back on June 1st. We were doing the DAFT web series and podcast and vlog. We were doing that about 2 years ago. Then, of course, I got sick around 2022. If you look at my timeline, if you look at my TikTok posts and stuff, you can kind of piece everything together without me having to go back into the full story of what happened. But I got sick 2022, I had a 2-year layoff. And in that 2 years, just had a bunch of stuff happening. Last year was particularly difficult because both my parents got sick. And so I was doing a lot of running back and forth over the highway, trying to get back and forth from Atlanta to North Carolina. And so we relaunched the brand on June 1st. No particular rhyme or reason. I've been wanting to come back. but I wanted to relaunch back in January. But again, my parents' health was still, kind of up in the air, and so I didn't want to start something and then couldn't be consistent with it. So, but in that time, I was still trying to, do some walking and stuff like that, because I found that, the walking helps me to clear my mind. And there are just a lot of health benefits and stuff that come about as a result of it. And as such, my my personal goal to start is 10,000 steps per day, which is roughly about 5 miles per day. Do any of you guys walk? Have Well, let me ask this question. Do any of you guys walk? And have you all been joining us for a mile in my shoes? Do you know anything about a mile in my shoes? Just let me know in the comment section. Thank you, Marilyn, for the roses. I appreciate it. Who else is here? Hi, Marilyn. User 423-5389-152759. Welcome. Tu segunda primavera. The second, is it primavera cousin? No, Prima's cousin. I don't know. Tu segunda primavera. Can you tell us what that means in English? Or not? Whatever. I hope that you all will see this as a way for us to get to know each other, and that's in essence why I wanted to do this particular live. I started it yesterday. It was just an impromptu thing because I was told by a couple of people that the broadcast, when we're out walking, it gets a little bit dicey here and there. I guess it's just, with anything, if you're not using Wi-Fi, you're kind of at the mercy of, your phone being able to pick up a good signal. And because I'm out walking and trying to engage in this live feed, sometimes it stalls and it buffers really bad. So I came back in yesterday with the intent to, bring on the live so that I could talk to some of the folks that were with me on the walk, without the distractions of the broadcast going wonky on us. And then having done that, now I have kind of committed myself to doing this live. Some people saw it and they thought it was a good idea. So what the people want, I make sure you get. I'm joking. Anyway, welcome Danelle. Sorry. Welcome, Danelle. Welcome, Mel. I don't know. Mel WIBDG 3EL. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for the roses and things. I'm still trying to get used to this, the world of the live. So I keep seeing all of these pop-ups for flash goals and things of that nature, and stickers and things. And I'm sure all of that means something. And if you all don't mind sharing with me what all that means, I'm greatly appreciative of that. But thank you for the gifts that are being sent and for the stickers and things that people send to me. I don't know exactly what all of that means and what the significance of all of that is, but I appreciate the thought and I appreciate the gifts nonetheless. All right, so one of the things that we talked about while on our walking trail, of course, was learning the languages and stuff, and that's why I kind of led off with that. But some of the other themes that came up during the walk, and maybe the most significant thing was, I was telling you guys that when I woke up this morning, I just woke up and I just felt blah. And I don't know if any of you all ever feel that way. I wasn't angry, I wasn't feeling angry, not so much frustrated, not so much happy or dissatisfied with anything. I just feel blah. And I don't know how to articulate that any better than just saying that's, kind of what it is. I just feel meh, I'm just kind of stuck in the middle and stuff. And I think that part of it had to do with, again, me jumping on the scale this morning. I should probably not have done that. I'm using the scale obviously to kind of see if I'm meeting my milestones. And, of course, you have to have a benchmark to see where you're starting in the whole process to see if, you are making changes in a positive way. But I'm looking at my phone and I'm looking at the computer, and I'm seeing like different things on the phone versus a computer. So I don't know. It looks like on the phone, it doesn't look like anybody's in the feed on the phone, but on the computer, I'm seeing like people come in and out. But anyway, I don't know what all that means, but anywho, yeah, so I was just kind of feeling a little indifferent maybe, or apathetic or something, but not ungrateful. Definitely grateful to be alive, grateful to be a part of this beautiful day. I hope you all know how much you're loved and how valuable you are in the grand scheme of things too. But like I said, I was just feeling away, and I just cannot articulate how I'm feeling. So if I'm going to send, let's see. Please comment as you. Okay, so I just wanted to test the theory to make sure that this thing was still on. Are we still on? Testing. But yeah, so anyway, all that aside, I just kind of wanted to pose that question to you all. Is that something that you all deal with too? Yes, still on. Thank you, Marilyn, for letting me know. Yeah, is that something that you guys deal with? Is that something that's prevalent with anybody, or is it just me because I happen to be going through the menopause? I don't know. But anyway, be interested in hearing what you all have to say about that. And while you guys are typing, hopefully you are typing, just let me know where you're writing in from. I currently reside just outside of Atlanta. No, it's not just you. Oh, thank you for letting me know. Yeah, sometimes I feel like it's just me. Sometimes I feel like I'm on an island all on my own, and I just can't seem to get to the mainland. Guess I don't know. Yeah, so anywho, Mayor, it might just be me and you on this live today. I see people coming in, but then I don't see anything else, so I'm not really sure if people are staying on or not. But whether they are or not, I just wanted to come on and give people the opportunity to talk to me live. If you have any questions about DAFT, Daily Affirmations for the Big Girl and All of Us, and what this all means, by all means, please ask. Otherwise, I'm not going to be on here just trying to take up a bunch of your time. But I did want to say that I saw this post today. I think it might have been on Threads even, but I saw a post with a young lady who talked about, she was giving some helpful tips on using discernment, or being more discerning. And one of the things that she mentioned was, like not giving your energy to people who are not positive. Good morning, Joe Schmo. Not allowing people who are negative, to have so much of your time, that kind of thing. But one of the other things that she talked about too was the oversharing piece. And I think that I am definitely guilty of oversharing. But I think part of that is because I just want to make sure that people are good, that everybody's good, that if I'm feeling great, I want everybody else to feel great. If you're not feeling good, I want to do what I can to make you feel better too. And sometimes that doesn't always, it's not always reciprocated. So I don't know if any of you all out there deal with the same things. But yeah, so that was one of the things that I saw there, and it just made me start thinking. It just made me start thinking about it. And, as I've gotten older, I think that my friend group, my friend circle has gotten much smaller. When I was younger, I used to think it was more important to have a lot of friends, and to be, not necessarily to be popular, but just to know a lot of people, and maybe that is what, the definition, by definition, maybe that's what the whole thing is. Um, it is true, if you're around someone who is negative, it can drain your energy. Yeah, that's true. It can definitely drain your energy. Fortunately, the people that are in my inner circle, they're not negative. But I've even noticed too, though, that oversharing in some instances, oversharing like your plans and things with people before you've had a chance to flesh that out, sometimes even the most well-meaning people can say things that serve to discourage you. I don't think they mean to do that. It's not intended that way, but because they don't see the broader picture, they don't understand what's going on in your head, because only you know what your thoughts are. But because you can't articulate what those thoughts are in a way that makes sense to someone else, sometimes people who are, rooting for you, sometimes they can say things that kind of dampen your spirits and kind of make you shy about sharing anything, And I never want to be that kind of person where I feel like I can't express myself, with the people that I hold nearest and dearest to me. So, yeah, so that's kind of what I thought about when I saw that post. But anywho, yeah. Well, we're coming up on to minute 27, and I don't want to carry this on beyond 30 minutes, but if you guys have anything that you want to talk about, if there's anything that is really pressing, and, any suggestions as to what I can do to make the brand better, again, I welcome suggestions. It's kind of like okay, so Marilyn says it's kind of like a silent sabotage, even though that may not have been their goal. Yeah, yeah. And I hate to toss around the word sabotage because it has such a negative connotation, and then because the people that I'm thinking about, I don't think, like I said, when someone makes a comment to me and they're within my, immediate sphere of influence and that kind of thing, I think I'm always thinking, they have the best intentions in heart. I don't think that anybody that I'm close to would intentionally hurt me, is what I'm trying to say. But again, because people sometimes lack the vision to see everything in its entirety, I find myself getting frustrated, growing frustrated when I'm trying to. I get really excited about something and I have it in my my mind to do it, and then I'm met with, well, that's not going to work. Well, why would you do it that way? Why would you? Well, just hold on, give me a chance to actually work the plan and work whatever it is that I'm doing, and then you can see whatever. But I think, to the young lady's point this morning, her suggestion was to just stop oversharing your plans before you actually implement them. So if you have a plan to do something, sometimes it's in your best interest to go ahead and do it, get it underway, so that the people who are in your camp who do want to support you can see that you're actually doing something, you're actually moving, in the direction of what it is you keep talking about. Because for some people, I think that when you overshare and then you don't immediately jump on something, you don't immediately accomplish it, that sometimes I think is perceived as you're not trying hard enough. Oh, well, you said you were going to do this, some time ago, and it didn't manifest. So what are you doing? What are you doing with your time? Meanwhile, you are still working on things, but it may just be a phased approach, and you may have to do as much as you can do on one portion of what has to happen, because it's a multi, faceted project, or whatever it happens to be. You can't do all of it at one time, and thus it appears to other people like you're not doing anything. So anyway, I don't know if any of you guys have experienced the same kind of thing. And Marilyn, again, thank you for chiming in, because it may just be me and you on this on this live. I don't know, but I appreciate you taking time out of your day to join me. I appreciate the others of you that are on for joining. And I think there may be something going on with the feed, because I got a message. I got a message when we first got started that it's not showing up. That my transmission is not showing up on the on other people's pages or something. I don't know, however it works. But anyway, we'll try to figure it out. And until I see otherwise, I guess we'll just keep coming back out here every day and letting people get used to seeing us, and letting people know that we are here. And I guess people will just have to see this in the replay. Hi, Big E. Good morning, Big E. But yeah, so we'll just have to play it by ear and see how things go. But anyway, thank you guys again. For those of you that joined me on the walk this morning, a mile in my shoes, we go out every single morning, 9 a.m. We do TikTok live. Please make sure that you come out. Make sure you join us. If you are, you have a very specific goal in mind for your health and wellness, and you need an accountability partner, you need just someone to talk to as you're out there walking or doing your workout, do know that we are only one vlog away. We are only one live away. So make sure that you join us. Big E, did you just say hi? I think you said hi, maybe. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm sorry if something is definitely something has definitely gone awry. But anyway, that's another issue for another time. I'll figure it out on my own time. I'm not going to take up any more of you all's. Like I said, I didn't want to go over 30 minutes on this live. But you guys, I appreciate you once again. Please make sure that you join us for our live TikToks at 9 a.m. ish every morning. 9 a.m. We're going to go out and we're going to walk. We're on day 26 right now. Let's see how far and how long we can go. Remember, consistency is more important than everything just being right. We're not striving for perfection. We're not striving to lose all the weight that we've gained in one day and in one session of walking. I don't think you can walk enough to walk off the pounds that it took you several months to amass. So that's not the end goal for us. We are not trying to do anything that's going to be a detriment to us. We do not want to do anything that is going to be more harmful to us than helpful. So we'll just keep walking. We'll just keep showing up, and we'll just keep doing what we do until we start to see the results that we are hoping for. But until tomorrow, you all, thank you once again for joining us. I look forward to seeing you guys out on the walking trail. If you have not already done so, please help us to meet our goal of 100,000. Good morning, Ari. Good morning, Abraham. Help us to reach our, thank you, Ari. Is that Ari? I hope so. Anyway, hi, Ari. Thank you for the hearts. If you have not already done so, please make sure that you go out to our YouTube page, Daily Affirmations. Yes, it's me, LOL. Hi, Ari. Hey, I've been following your posts with you and the little one, and she is getting super big. But thank you for showing up for us this morning. I don't know if something's going on with the broadcast, but like I said, I'll figure that out on my I'll figure that out after I finish this broadcast. But you guys, I really appreciate it. Again, if you have not already done so, please go out to Daily Affirmations for the Big Girl and All of Us on my YouTube channel. Please also subscribe to my business's channel. That's Be Positive Productions. If you see this logo, that's how you know it's me. If you don't see this logo, you see some other logo associated with somebody else's channel that uses the same title, that's not me. So just so that we're clear on that. But what else was I going to say? So yeah, please help us to reach our goal of 100,000 subscribers by before the end of the year. Ari, you have a huge following, so you know how this whole thing goes. But yeah, if you guys can share the stuff that we're doing, share, like, subscribe, all the things that need to happen in order for us to reach that goal, I would appreciate that. What else was I going to tell you? Just a reminder that we do have an e-commerce shop. It is, I'm so ashamed that I cannot remember the name of my e-commerce store, but I think it's bandybox.store. So BANDYBOX.store. The bandies for black and yellow. My colors, black and yellow. Okay. Thank you, Marilyn, for letting me know that I was right on that. But anyway, I don't know how many of you all are still on the feed or not, but you guys, thank you again. And I will see you all tomorrow during our Mile in My Shoes. Until then, take care, ta-ta, and bye.